Hey, what's going on YouTube? This is Chaos-Reighn here once again bringing you my Hollow Palm Raider. And this time around I have a few updates to the build where it's going. I am still searching maps and trying to pop the prophecies to get my the last for the Kintsugi. I'm on 3 and I haven't seen 4 in like 40 or 50 prophecies. It's getting ridiculous. But other than that, I have managed to pick up enough div cards to complete a set for the Inspired Learning Jewel. They have been really expensive and people aren't budging, so I end up buying the cards separately. Took a little longer, but I'm mapping anyway to fill out map completion, so it's whatever works. I'll just roll with the punches. So without further ado, let's kind of give you an update on where I am, where my skill tree's headed, whatever. Okay. As you see, I have finally finished my Ascendancy, getting Avatar Slaughter. This gave me insane attack speed, movement speed, and damage per frenzy. I have a total of 7 frenzy charges currently, and I'm thinking about putting an 8th one just by getting the boots. I actually unspec'd a little bit of life nodes to spec these nodes here, and because I do have 7 frenzy charges, I was thinking of speccing this to get 8% increased damage, but it's only an increase, and I already do insane damage as is. Excuse me, still running a 5-link, so I just decided to use these because the evasion, the movement speed, and the attack speed are all basically like adding levels to my Ascendancy. As you see, this is my normal movement speed. Let me turn off chat real quick. Alright. And so what I've been doing is I've been doing low tier contracts recently to try and save up some currency. Because as you saw in my last videos, or if you've watched my other videos, I have farming guides on how to basically make really good currency really quickly in League. And doing such, I need the Watchstones. Now, since Watchstones are really populated in the server right now, I am trying to basically do as many of these heists as I can, sell whatever I get as fast as I can, and then start buying Watchstones. And my goal is to get at least 8 to 12 Watchstones, 8 being 2 areas, 12 being 3 areas. And then I'm going to start farming those areas regardless of the tier or map I'm in, just so I can continue on farming with the Watchstones the way they are. Now, I am doing this for a couple reasons. One of the biggest reasons I'm doing this is because I want to be Awakener 8 as fast as possible. So 12 Watchstones brings me up 3 Awakener levels immediately. Now, as I said, I have been spending pretty much every little bit of currency I get on Watchstones, and once I get Watchstones, I still have to roll them, so I'm probably not going to have any currency anytime soon unless something really good drops. But this is just kind of showing you my natural movement speed. As I go up and higher my frenzies, I just start zooming around. I am still self-chill, because that was my whole gimmick for this thing, is being a self-chill raider. Now, I could sell stack decks, but I really like opening them, so I'm just gonna keep opening them. Let's go ahead and pick up all these scrolls. Oh, another stack deck. There we go. This is just going to be a kind of a build update to my video, to my build, basically, to show you exactly what I'm dealing with and where I'm at in my build.
Interesting tactics.
Ooh, that one was pretty spicy. 2 regrets is pretty good. Regrets, I think, are 2-to-1 chaos right now, so it's worth it for me.
We've been sighted.
Normally, I'd probably try and open that chest and run for it, but the downside about that is that the chests, this is a level 67 contract. Obviously, I'm not taking any damage or anything, but this is pretty much the most, like, if you look, the highest I have is like 76. I'm just running through all my contracts just to get them done. Now, I have already... Oh, excuse me, I've already ran all of my white maps, pretty much. I have like 3 or 4 different white maps to run. I haven't run all of them, but I've ran all of the general consensus of like the completion amount. So I've run pretty much every map I could in white tier once for the initial completion.
The jig's up. Like clockwork. I trust all went well.
Now, as you see, my movement
Paralysis
speed
fell
has a
within the
weird little
clock.
spike where it goes, you know, faster, slower, faster, slower. There is a bit of a stuttering, and that's because the way I have my chill set up, I usually have to freeze an enemy, and then as they become unfrozen, they chill due to my notable. Now, they stay chilled for about 3 seconds due to the passives I'm taking, but I still need to, what I'm debating doing is actually unspecking more nodes and messing with my tree, excuse me, a little longer, and specking into a couple more chilled and frozen nodes just so I have a increased overall higher chance to freeze. Now these nodes are all the way up here, so it's gonna really mess up my tree. I'm gonna be losing some Dexent here and Dexent here, and then all this life. I'm probably gonna lose all this, and I'm gonna lose this. But the nodes I'm gonna take goes right about here. And wait, no, is it this one? I think it's this one. It's this one. And if you see right here's one of the bigger ones, the 10% flat chance to freeze. Then right here, 30% duration of cold ailments. So that means it'll chain my chill and freeze to 4 seconds. This is effect of cold ailments, cold damage. And then this is increased effect of cold ailments, 20% increased duration of on enemies, a freeze duration on enemies, an additional 10% chance to freeze, and 20 cold damage. Now, what I'm thinking of is if I don't really care, because this one's what I was going to aim for, if I don't care about the duration and I can get it elsewhere, what I might do instead is I might anoint this, because I still don't have an anoint on here, to give myself a increased effect of cold elements, another 10% chance to freeze, and freeze duration. Now I have the damage to do the map tier I'm in, and as I said, I did pick up 1 inspired learning, so we'll see how the tree plays out. My tree's a little less scuffed than it was before, and it is working out the way I want it to. As you see, I am taking both of these rows up and down. I still need 1 strength, but I'll figure that out on a cluster or something. Like I'll probably roll this one again, or I actually took out my other cluster over here so I can get points for what I did before. What I might do instead is look for a corrupted blood jewel with strength and int, or just a lot of strength just so I can unspec that node and spec it somewhere else. I'm only 86, so I have a feasible 9 to 10 points that I can spend pretty much anywhere, so I'll figure that out as I go. Obviously I am hollow palm, so I am not crit, and I don't have a lot of decks. I still only have 537, but as I get more currency and as the market comes more and more online with the jewels I need, that's when this build's gonna really shine. The next order of business is actually probably to move this jewel up here and take these 2 nodes right here. Excuse me. Or excuse me. Or actually, probably the easier path would take these dex nodes and right here. And then I want to put a split personality right here and a split personality right over here. And if I end up doing this, I will actually get a lot more out of my build. And hopefully, if I get the right ones, if I get a dex, strength, split personality and put it here, I can unspec this node. And I can probably unspec this whole side, and or at least these, and then spec this way and just take this dex, take this res nodes, and be good. My resistances are pretty well rounded off. As you saw, my natural movement speed's pretty quick, but just so you can kind of see it in action in a map and not just in a contract, let me just open these. Nothing good. Alright. Put all this away. And let's sell this.
Find something to sell. Ah.
Okay. Now, just so you can kind of see the performance in maps, I am still running my white maps. I only have 5, it looks like, of the maps. Excuse me, of the maps that I'm trying to complete, and then I'm done. But like I said, my goal right now is to finish my contracts. But I will show you, just so you can see what it's like to run maps on this, and I'll even do an ultimatum real quick. Now, I am thinking of trying out arrow dancing. And the reason I'm thinking of trying out arrow dancing is because enemies within the melee range are usually permanently chilled or frozen. Excuse me. And more chance to evade projectiles would be really, really, really strong for me. As you see, I have 6% chance to dodge attacks. That's not a lot, but that goes up to 16%, I believe, with this. Yeah, oh no, it goes up to 11% with this. I'm not trying to scale dodge too much because I already am scaling block. As you see, my chance to block is at 43, and it goes up to 63. I don't have spell block, so spells just hit me. I'm at a point where that's basically what I have to deal with, is spells are going to be my bane here. Eventually, when I get the currency to invest in insane gear, I will work on spell dodge and be able to do it, or spell block or dodge and do it. What I'm thinking of is maybe getting a pair of Atziri's step boots, and well, most likely what I'd have to do is get Atziri's and then get the enchant for more spell dodge, so I have more spell dodge there, and then go from there. So we'll see where that takes us. It's kind of a let's see how things play out kind of deal, because this gives me a lot of res, this gives me 30 movement speed. Obviously it's not the best thing in the world, but I am also still thinking of running the I'm trying to think of their names now. The frenzy boots, they give you +1 frenzy. And if I run those, I will end up getting 16% chance to dodge attack hits at the very least. And I think that would be a pretty solid boost to my overall ego and overall, not ego, sorry, my overall chances of survival. Obviously, I have an insane amount of chance to evade and block, but I don't have that same chance to dodge. And I'd like some form of spell defense one way or another. I just got to figure out how I'm going to do it in this build. As you see, I am literally just going into packs, and as I go into packs, I get faster because I chill them. Going pack to pack is basically the way my self-chill works, unfortunately. I can't always do it, and it doesn't necessarily work on bosses that well, though I have chilled bosses before, especially Conquerors. No, I haven't tried the chilling presence yet, and that's because I haven't gotten it. Alright, what do we have? Stone circles. I hate stone circles, but let's do it. I gotta be careful with that guy. So this is pretty much my playstyle. Just run around, start smashing the ground. Alright, what is this? 12 passive. Why is that even a thing? As you see, all the rares are getting frozen solid, and the magic monsters are basically dying before they get to me. The only real issue is anything ranged at this current moment, and other than that, there's not really a whole lot I have to worry about. I am still thinking about taking that arrow dancing node and seeing how I like that playstyle, because as you see, everything near me just freezes and dies, so the only real reason I'd have not to take it would be if I can kind of figure out, or if I have to take my physical or melee defenses down. As you see, there's nothing hitting me other than ranged stuff, so that might just be my course of action here, is to take that notable and test it out, and we'll I'll see how I like it in the next day or two and kind of give you an update. Alright, what do we have? Sure.
Avoid miasma.
Even though I have a very high block, or yeah, I'll say a very high block chance and a decent chance to evade attacks normally, I am getting hit decently often. This isn't the easiest build to kind of tweak together on, you know, just a whim. There are a lot of things and a lot of you know, math that you have to kind of put in, like what do you want to prioritize. And I prioritized at first block, then I heard that you cannot block ruin, because technically even though you block it, it's still hitting you or something like that, whatever the reasoning is. So instead of block, I decided to go evasion, and for the most part it feels like I evade all the ruin hits that they're doing. And then what I might do is I might drop block altogether and go for dodge. Obviously, if I go for dodge and drop block, I can save a bunch of block nodes, and I can get, you know, less nodes and figure it out in a different way. And I'll see how things go as I get along with the build. It might be easier said than done, but we'll see how things go. Careful planning. Where is that? I like that jewel. Yeah, intelligence transformed to dex. I'll take it. Careful planning is really good for me because that means I can actually spec it, go certain ways on the tree, and then transform all the int nodes I took to dex. And here will be the example of the boss. As you see, the boss is barely moving, barely getting off one or two attacks, and then is dying. Again, I am still on a 5 link. I need to get my other armor so I can start 6 linking it. I have fusing saved up, not a lot, but about 100 and something. So hopefully it doesn't take me by the time I get to 1500, because then I'm just gonna find someone with the recipe and do it. But let's see. 3 prophecies: Plague of Rats, Pharaoh Lord, and Master Seeks Help. Yep, that's about what I expected. But without further ado, I do appreciate you tagging along again to see where my build is going. This is pretty much one of my passion projects, I guess. It's not necessarily a passion project, it's more of a casual, I'm messing around and having a fun project. And I do enjoy this build very much, so I am basically not having any real, you know, downsides. I will, however, be glad to try out the dodge and drop the block variant, because unfortunately if you block ruin, it doesn't do anything for you, and I don't have a lot of block anyway, and I'm specking really hard into it. So without further ado, I do appreciate you joining me again, and if you want to keep up with this, please like, subscribe, and see where my build goes and where I take it. Hopefully sooner than later, in the next couple days here, I will take it to a point to where I'm able to do a lot of in-game content and push my atlas as fast as possible. Now, as you saw, my normal mapping speed is pretty quick. I don't even have my best in slot flask yet. This is the flask I'm using, my movement flask. When I get the Quicksilver, Adrenaline's Quicksilver, or whatever it is, I will be zooming like really quick. And if I can figure out resistances, I will probably drop these boots for the dodge boots. Now, just so you can see which ones I am talking about, I will kind of give you a look into them. What were they? Let's just type in skin. There's some kind of skin boots, right? Maybe not. Dragon, maybe? D-R-A... Dragon Scale? Yeah. They are the Dark Ray Vectors. Now, as you see, they have no innate movement speed, but they give you 5% movement speed per frenzy charge. So if I have 8 frenzy charges, which I will have because this is giving me one, I get a total of 40 movement speed on boots. Now this is incredibly insane because it basically says, you know, my super speedy build goes like 30-40% faster. On top of it, it also gives me the chance to dodge attack hits per frenzy charge. Now, dodging is incredibly powerful. It's almost the same as blocking, but it exponentially scales. So if I have 8, it'll be 16% chance to dodge attack hits. But yeah, without further ado, I do appreciate you joining me on my adventure on this build again, and you know, if you do like my content, please like and subscribe, and feel free to give me any pointers, comments, or even if you just want to continue watching my build for this league, hit it up. Thank you very much for joining me. This has been Chaos-Reighn. See you later.